No, I'm not gonna say it. I couldn't bring myself to do it in that moment. I am LUCIDLUUNAR, artist from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised, and I'm a recording artist, producer, engineer, singer, rapper, songwriter. You name it, I do it.
So what was the most challenging part, learning how to do those things?
The most challenging part, learning how to juggle all of those different skills, I feel like is juggling them. You know, like each of them individually are very feasible, and but I feel like with the creative process, there's so many different facets you can pay attention to, and it's kind of hard to turn your eye away from them. So for me, it's balancing being the producer and being the recording artist and being the engineer, because they require different things out of me emotionally, mentally, artistically. Wearing all of those hats all at once can get a little overwhelming, but it makes for me being able to be very intricate and precise with communicating whatever story or world that I want to. I started officially making music during quarantine of 2020. Everybody was locked in the house, so it's just like, take the leap, don't be shy, just do it. So I just did it, started recording myself then, making beats. I always have engaged with music or poetry throughout my life, dance. So I've always considered myself to be an artistic person, but it was just a matter of like, let's give it a little bit more effort, a little bit more push. So over the last, say 2-3 years, it's been, really honing in on those skills and crafts. As time has gone on and I started making music, I felt compelled to be as authentic and true to myself, but still be very careful with how much of myself that I give to my music, because I have a very personal connection, almost spiritual even, with my recording process. Like if I make a beat and I'm sitting there and writing to it, I could always like do some fun stuff, something like, get the vibe going, but I'm sitting there digging deep into myself to give like a more of an emotion, of a feeling that was undescribable and is unique to me. And I can't say that it's because I just had this great idea. Sometimes it's just there's a higher power speaking through the art that I do, and that's when I feel comfortable most when I'm writing, is allowing myself to be like, okay, I'm not the person with the pen in the hand. Like I may have the pen in my hand, but I'm not the person writing. I'm speaking my experiences, but based off of how the person listens, they're gonna interpret it in their own way, so it carries a certain energy. The energy in it at the end of the day doesn't come from me, it comes from, something bigger than me.
Do you recall a specific moment or experience that significantly impacted your music career or artistic direction?
Ooh, dang, that's a question, man. There's a lot of moments that have influenced my direction musically and artistically, whether it be a show or just meeting a new artist or a couple studio sessions. But I'll call out one of my favorites from last year. Was the Hidden in Plain Sight show. Planning for that, it required a certain level of focus to juggle all those different pieces, from promoting, making the flyers, finding the artists, making contracts, and securing a venue. I'd had experience doing it before, but a lot of help as well. So I had to get accustomed to really honing in on each part of the process, even beyond the music now, facilitating business, and it helped me open my eyes a bit more to certain aspects of promoting my music beyond just posting it on Instagram or on TikTok or trying to get it playlisted or put on an editorial. Like how connecting with people is the most important part. Seeing the result of people working together, not just working together, of course, with the people that I recruited for my team, but enjoying each other's company and presence at the show. It's an important part of our lives to just like make memories. difficult decision that significantly impacted my music career. I think yes. If I may, I'm gonna reframe the question a bit. Significant decision I've had to make with my music career that influenced my life, I guess, inversely, I guess that way, was choosing to do it. You know, it's already kind of societal, or it's taboo for people to like pursue being an artist in society that is focused on productivity. You know what I'm saying? So just the fear of getting over that, you know what I'm saying? So just choosing to make music was a big risk for me in the household, in the world that we live in, because people who speak up, you know what I'm saying? It's something about it. Like there's so many different things that you hear about becoming an artist. You shouldn't do that, and there's so many other people that are artists. Why even bother? But making the choice to do music has been, you know, in a way, one of the best decisions I've made, and in a lot of ways required a lot of sacrifice when it comes to relationships that I've had in the past, or you know, other just, you know, it requires a lot of sacrifice of time, you know, and effort and emotional capacity and mental focus. Like, it takes a lot if you really care about it.
So, bringing it back to what you mentioned about like your household, so how's your household influenced what you do? Are your parents supportive of what you do, or not supportive? Like, and if they were supportive, how did that help you be the person that you are today? But if they weren't supportive, how did you navigate those challenges of not having a supportive parent?
Yeah, so I love my parents, and I love my mom. Very, very important woman in my life. She supports me every day and has supported me my whole life. And you know, was a little scared of the music idea at first. I'm very grateful for her, and we're working through, you know, this music path. Because for her, you know, it's something new. It's scary to see her baby like this, and she, you know, you hear all this crazy stuff on the news, but she trusts me and she supports me.
And what steps are you taking to work through this speed bump, this hump, you know, whatever you call it?
Just communicating and staying true to what works best. You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about earlier, like who are you at your lowest moment? When you have everything to lose, right? You know, how do you react? You know, when you feel like you're backed into a corner, or however you want to label it. So I just make sure that I maintain the space that I need to do the things that I need to do and grow into myself, as well as maintain action and activity. Because I feel like for me, and this is just with, you know, relationships to anything, like, you know, love is an action thing. Like, you don't passively love something, or it's just not a feeling that just comes up out of you. Like, my love for music is active.
Is there a particular song or project of yours that holds special meaning to you, and if so, why?
Yes. I feel like, okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but my first two projects are actually one project. So Love Letters to the Moon, the first album that I released. If you listen to the last song of that and the first song on the next project that came after, To the Moon and Back, it flows perfectly, or as perfect as I can make it for my skill set at the song. But To the Moon and Back was just different. It was just different. I had just moved into my first apartment. I was alone in a city I didn't recognize, and all I had was my microphone and my setup and the stuff that I was going through, and I had to get it off my chest. And that was a product of some really intentional healing and some shadow work that I had been avoiding, and that shit it just hits you in your core. I'm telling you, like it's. I always get a little flustered talking about this time period because it was really like so much going on, stuff that I haven't even really gone too much in depth with in the music that's out yet. You know, stuff that's to be listened to. But To the Moon and Back, yeah, it's just I like that project because it was, you see the growth through the story that I told, but also I see the growth through the songs that I was making. I was getting better at mixing, getting better at recording, getting more confident in my voice. And I remember looking back to the time I had started that project to the time that I had ending that project, the person, or the people rather, that I was throughout that process. You know what I'm saying? The amount of evolution that happened. It's like, it's stark the difference that was there. You know what I'm saying? By the time the album was gone, so were my locks. You know what I'm saying? And I remember just thinking I would never cut my hair off. And then by the end of the album process, my hair is gone. I'm living in a whole different city in an apartment. You know, I'm at FAMU. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff I never did before. And that was a reflection of that transformation, that journey. So I'm glad for that one.
What's the most valuable lesson you've learned throughout your music career?
The most valuable lesson I have learned in my music career is patience. Allowing yourself grace and patience in your work, patience in your rest, patience in your networking. You kind of have this inclination to get everything done all at once because you see the magnitude of work that there is to do, whether it be to just make a song or make a promotion or whatever. There's so many levels to it. But have patience, because if you slow down, you breathe, you itemize everything that you're looking at, it's like, okay, no, this isn't actually that bad. Like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy every moment of this process because it's not the destination. It's the journey. People say that all the time, but it's really real. Like, it's not about trying to race through life. Like, taking my time with setting things up, even if it's like I got a studio session and I got an artist there with me, instead of sitting there and trying to just like rush through, let me have some patience to ask this person how their day was. Let's chop it up a little bit. Let's flow into making a song, and it makes the music better for it. You know, I'm happier as I make it. It brings a different energy to the songs that just ain't really there no more. You know, I feel like people have gotten really transactional and straightforward and to the point, and they're worried about the next thing. And not everybody is afforded patience, but sometimes you really have to be patient with yourself or the people around you and know your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, very important, you know, in my musical process.
How do you define success as a rapper, producer, and songwriter?
Health. That's just because my values lie a bit differently. Now, if I can support my health, I'm happy. Like, you know, music is a way to detox for me, in a sense. And paying attention to the little things in the process, it's like it's a way of healing for me. So I always define my success, at least between my intimate relationship with the music, is I feel healthier. Like, just in general, I feel more clarity. I get the weight off my chest. I can process emotions when they get difficult to just say with, you know, normal words. Sometimes you gotta just twist some poetry on it and throw some 808s on it, and it makes a little more sense.
Where do you see yourself in your music career in the next 5 years?
You know, I would definitely have put out a couple more projects since then. Some more videos, possibly work on a short film, which I've had in the works for a while now. Create some more merchandise and expand it beyond just music and more into a brand. I would have wanted to have made it, you know, by then, however people wanted to find that, but I want to be known across the world, across the US and across the world, and in 5 years I feel like I can put myself on an international scale. Absolutely.
Is there anything you want to promote or let people know about?
All right. I'm gonna lay out a couple song names. I'm not gonna put no release dates. Run It, Prod, Andreas, Giggity Giggity Goo, featuring Icy Donnie and Lotus Lashery, and Ngoma Namini, produced me and Ant-Man. So y'all might have heard a little something during the interview, you might not have, but just pay attention. Don't miss it. I guarantee you're gonna love it. I'm LucidLuunar, recording artist, mix master, producer, engineer, dancer, cook, handsome guy, you know. Yeah.
I pray I don't become lit, cause niggas be out on jug, looking for money that's blue. That's a different type of hungry, but nigga, I'm hungry too. I feel like it's people that's plotting, I'm paranoid from what I seen. When I go to sleep, I'm awake, cause I cannot big kid money on stretch, my money invest, my money make gifts, bro, think it's funny, my money been blue, my money low key, my buddies gon' win. This that 24 with 6 whips, cream, check out the kid on a big screen, they loaded clips cause it's his scene, haven't you heard, are you listening?